In today's video lesson, we're going to continue section 4 and learn the end of it. In learning the sections, you're going to realize the sections usually end in this stance. I like to call it the on guard cat stance because you're in the cat stance with the blade hand forward and you're ready for the next section. And so that's a good way to divide the sections up. And again, as in the staff video, I explained that a lot of times the section will go in one direction and then there'll be a turn, end up in that stance, and then go back. In Master Kuo Lien Ying Saber form, a lot of the sections will end up in that walk back into the jump into the cat stance as well. And that happened in this section as well. We spent the last lesson working on the difficulty of the falling stance, jumping up into the falling stance on the other side. And you're going to learn that in learning a Dalu form, you have two things that you have to contend with. One is the sequence of the movements, the sequential order, and that'd be one thing that you're dealing with. And again, if you're practicing the form, you come to a difficult spot. At least if you know the sequential order, you're kind of over that barrier. The second difficulty in learning a Dalu fixed form is to actually learn the particular move and be able to train your body to do the move. And so in the last lesson, we found that that probably was the more difficult part of the move, just trying to physically jump from one side to another. So in this lesson, we're working kind of, since you know the walk back, you did that in section 2, probably the harder part would be the sequential order, remembering the sequence, and then just kind of remembering how it goes. So let's start off from where we took it last time. I'd like to remind you about one thing. It's a cold fall morning. You can see from the leaves, we had like cold weather, the leaves starting to fall. We had rainfall the last couple of days. The ground is a little wet. On a cold morning, it's best to start off slowly. And besides your warm up, when you're getting into difficult moves, you could do kind of like a do the move slowly until your body gets used to that difficult move, and then you can perform it at full speed. So that's what we're going to do this morning. We can do kind of like a moderate intensity of the move, just so we could talk about the sequence, and then we'll get into the full speed portion. So we're going to start from the on guard cat stance, and again, just a quick review. You're going to come up to a knee block with the sword in a upside down position. Step forward, do a slice into the falling stance. Then you're going to jump up into the falling stance on the other side. Okay, and then from here, you're going to take 2 steps back, or actually 1, 2 for the first slice, the horizontal slice, and this will be slice and wrap as you walk back, like we did in section 2. So let's just cover that transition there. Then we'll do from the beginning, from the on guard cat stance, do the wrap and block, to step into the first falling stance, jump up into the second falling stance, then 1 slice. That's going to be a horizontal slice. One more time, a little bit faster. From here, falling stance, jump into the falling stance, and then slice. Then you're going to go right into the wrap, and then the step for the second one. So we'll just do 1 step so you get that linking sequence. Here, the wrap, falling stance, jump into the other one, and then into the next walk. And you have to start further over because this line would take a lot of space because you have 3, you have to jump, and then the 3 walking slices, backwards walking slices. So it's going to take an amount of space. Knowing that, when you do your circle into the smooth, you want to end up the furthest back in this side of the space that you can, so you have room to perform that. As well, if you're working in a smaller space, you could just do 2 wraps, or you could kind of have shorter stepping on the walk back and wrap. So that'd be your choices. So we start from here into the first falling stance, jump, and then 1, 2, 3. So in walking back, it's going to kind of require you to know the last one, because the rhythm is a little bit different. When you come out of the falling stance and you do the slice, that'll be the normal wrap, then the slice here. But when you do the last one, you're going to have to kind of do your jump right about when you do the slice, so that you can get into the cat stance. And again, as we did it in section 2, I taught you that you could do a couple of different ways on the ending. You can do the full slice jump into the cat, or you could do the slice, come back to wrap, and just step into the on guard position. The old school is definitely the jump, and the old school is the full falling stance into the other side. But again, I'm showing modifications to the form so that if you can't perform the full old school style hard set, then you still have a way of practicing this form. So again, let's take that section again. So this is the full section. It's going to be a falling stance, jump into the other side, then the walk back into the on guard stance again, ready to go in the next section in that direction. So, okay, one more time. From the on guard facing this way, beginning of section 4. The block, wrap, first slice into a falling stance. Change. Okay, step back, slice, slice, and then you could do 2 or 3 and finish. And up in the on guard stance, facing that way. One more time from here. We'll do it slower this time. The wrap, first slice, jump, and then step back, first slice, wrap, second slice, wrap, third slice, wrap, and jump. I'll do it one more time. Then I'll face the opposite direction so you can see it better. But in the form, it's going to go in this direction from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So I'm doing in this direction so you can see better the view. From here, the on guard, the wrap in the falling stance, jump, step back, 1, 2, 3. You have like your focus and attention straight forward. Okay, that should be a pretty easy lesson for you. And next lesson we'll go into beginning of section 5, which would be actually little different movements. Okay, thank you.